All right guys, we had our 2025 4Runner for a little while now and it's looking a little too stock for our tastes. So today, that changes. We got a brand new lift kit to put on this thing, some aggressive wheels and tires to completely change the look, and we also have a couple of free mods that we're gonna do to not only improve the look, but also give us some clearance. So let's get this thing back to the shop, up on the lift, start pulling it apart, and get this thing looking tough like it should. All right, so we got the wheels and tires off, so now we need to rip out the front suspension. So we're gonna go ahead, get it up in the air a little bit more, start taking out some of the bolts for the front suspension and get the whole coil assembly removed from the 4Runner. All right, so we have the front strut assemblies removed from the 4Runner, and we have the front part of the lift kit that we're going to be installing on this. So we are going to be using a lift kit from Ready Lift. It's a 2.5-inch lift, and it's pretty budget friendly at $500 or less than $500. So we have our front spacers that we're going to be putting on top of our strut assembly, but we also have preload spacers that is going to go right here between the top hat and the spring. So we do need to put this on our spring compressor. We do need to disassemble this. We'll get the preload spacer in there and get the top spacer on there. We also need to trim the studs so that those clear, and we need to make sure everything is aligned properly so that it goes back into the 4Runner how it's supposed to. So let's go ahead, throw these on the spring compressor, get them taken apart, and get the preload spacers installed. Got those trimmed up, and as you can see, we still have full thread engagement on the nut, but the stud does not pass the surface, so we should have the clearance we need. So I'm just gonna go ahead, clean up the edge of that thread, and then we can get this back together. All right, we got both front strut assemblies back together. Now we're gonna go ahead and get them reinstalled on the 4Runner.
See that? You don't gotta take all this stuff off, loosen it up. You just need a little bit of manpower.
And I was just saying, we are going to be taking off these running boards, but they do come in handy as a nice little workbench. Hold up. You good? Grind up. Oh, look at that. All right, we got the front back together. According to the instructions, we should have loosened the lower control arm bolts and also the lower ball joint bolts and swung the lower control arm out of the way. But we got it done with just a couple of pry bars and pulled the whole assembly down in order to get that lower shock bolt lined up and slipped in place. So that wasn't too bad. So with the front being done, let's go ahead, jump to the rear and get that done. All right guys, we have the factory suspension pulled apart on the 4Runner. We have the coil springs here on the table. And before we go ahead and get into installing the lift kit components, I just want to say thank you for everyone that watches our videos. If you enjoy videos like this build, install videos, comparisons, whatever it may be, consider hitting that subscribe button. 92% of the people that watch our videos are not subscribed. So let's change that and hit that subscribe button. We definitely appreciate it. Also, if you guys are interested in getting your 4Runner, Tacoma, Tundra, whatever it is, built by us, shoot us an email right here and we could hopefully work something out. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get back into this build. So for this lift kit, we are going to be utilizing the factory coil springs. We have some spacers here that is going to be going on the top. So that's going to be giving us the lift in the rear. Going to be pretty easy to get installed. And then also we have some brand new extended rear bump stops. Those are definitely a nice billet piece. So let's go ahead and get these installed. All right, fellas, lift kit is all done. Last thing we need to do before we put the new wheels and tires on the 4Runner is we are going to eliminate this crash bar right here. So if you're putting bigger tires on, especially like 35s, you're gonna wanna take this off, otherwise you're gonna have some rubbing there when you turn the wheel. So we're gonna go ahead and eliminate this, and we are going to put a nice little block off plate in there from Arc Splash Guards. So let's get that removed. We'll get this installed. It's gonna be clean, and then we can get our wheels and tires installed. Okay, so with the splash guards in here from Arc, we probably gained about an inch and a half of clearance here, which is definitely gonna come in handy when you got some bigger tires. But speaking of clearance and looks, we are also going to be getting rid of this front lip here on the 4Runner. So it's just got a couple of 10mm bolts and maybe a clip or two. We're gonna get this thing off and it's gonna make it look a lot better. All right, so we got the front lip removed. 4Runner is definitely looking better, and we won't be missing the 0.1 miles per gallon that helped us get. And while we're in the middle of removing things that are borderline useless, we are also going to be getting rid of the factory side steps here. So a couple of 12mm bolts. We'll get this ripped off, and it's going to look a lot better. Much gooder. All right, we got the front lip off. We got both of the running boards taken off. And if you guys just picked up a 4Runner and you're looking for something to do that's free, but also makes it look better, those are the two first things I would do after buying my 4Runner. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead now and do the most visually impactful part of this, which is the brand new wheels and tires. Well, they're not brand new. We had these laying around. These are from our old 5th gen 4Runner. We're gonna slap these on in the time being. These are a 285/70/17. So these are some 1552 wheels, 17 by 8.5 with a 0 offset. We could throw a 35 on here, but in the time being, we're gonna use these. It's definitely gonna look a lot better than those factory ones. Let's go ahead and get these installed. So with the wheels on, we're gonna go ahead and drop this thing down. We need to torque the lug nuts yet, and also the rear lower arm bolt. Once we have that on the ground, we'll go ahead and torque that. We'll see how this thing sits. Everything is tight and ready to go on the 4Runner, so let's go ahead, pull this thing outside and see how it looks. All right, guys, that is a wrap for this one. Quick little transformation on our 6th gen 4Runner. We got the Ready Lift kit in there. We got some 1552 wheels with 33-inch tires, and then we ripped off that factory front lip and the running boards, making this 4Runner look a lot better. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and if you're interested in getting anything like this done to your 4Runner, Tacoma or Tundra, make sure to shoot us an email and we can get you set up for something like this. Also want to mention all the parts that we did install in this video are available on our website, YotaXpedition.com, so make sure to head over there, check out some stuff for your rig. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.